This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Moms. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Hi everybody and welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. He has written a book that is, how many pages? It's very readable. You can even read it in a day. You can take a vacation and read it in a day. It's just 168 pages. That's it. And 168 pages that will change your life. It has changed my life and so many of your lives. You who are watching and already have a copy. If you don't, please get one for your family, for your friends as well, by booking your order through the WhatsApp number on your screen, and we're going to get the book to you wherever you are around the country and around the world. Today we are asking, why do couples get bored with each other?
It's a real threat, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get in and then what if this thing dies?
Actually, I think couples who are in honeymoon phase never think that will happen.
Yeah, but people keep threatening you. Okay, we are watching.
Mtachana tu.
This is just a phase.
Yeah.
People hate to see you happy and they hope it is perishing. They hope your happiness is perishable so that you can come down to their misery. Misery loves company.
Yeah.
They don't want to imagine that they could also be happy. Remember, whenever you're doing well, people feel challenged that they could also be doing well. So they must make it look like it's a passing thing. Also, you are also there.
Yeah.
Stop looking like you're so happy. You're talking to your man, to your husband, to your wife. Unless you're happy, so they're happy now. Happiness is so enviable. People look at you being happy and they're wondering. People had reached a point where they could see when two people are walking and they have no vibe, no conversation. Now that's a couple.
Yeah, that's the narrative now that was being spread.
No connection, no conversation. Now those ones are married. To look like marriage is supposed to be flat. I told you about that lady was lamenting that she's in a very abusive marriage, but she doesn't want to leave because everybody else in her family has left. It appears like a curse, and she doesn't want to follow a curse.
She's trying to break the curse.
You know. And I told her, now, because as I told you, people usually, they escape to religious explanations to avoid responsibility, okay? So I told her, let's go to the cases. And she was, we started with her own. She staggered into this unconsciously, just emotional. It was an emotional entanglement. The moment you felt you're in love, you lost control of the process. You mixed the process with sexual relationship. So the searching turned to a sexual relationship. And that was the story for all the other siblings. Started cohabiting when they were already pregnant.
Yeah.
Doing this. Everything involved the search with sexual relationship.
Yeah.
And sometimes I transfer that logic to other things that we buy. The cars we buy, the plots we buy, the houses we rent. Usually, would you have a sexual relationship with the seller?
Okay, get it. I get it.
Thank you. You know very well it will compromise you.
Yeah.
You end up with the wrong house because you got involved with the seller. That one you know. But this one is also a house of life.
No, the idea is if I get sexually involved with the seller, they'll give me a better deal for my money.
When you're still choosing, okay, sometimes you may call it a better deal, or you also know that you may end up not seeing the weakness of what you're purchasing.
Right.
Because you're already involved. That's what exactly we do with marriage. We don't see it as a project, a decision, something we are making to get into forever.
Yeah.
We don't see it as a bus we are boarding to carry us and it may crash us. We don't detach to think. We flow with the feelings, you know? And I told her, instead of trying to spread all this and blaming some demons, some curses, many other people cannot settle in marriages because they are all wounded by the same parents. Over strict parents, in particular, have not been discussed. When they did not give you freedom to step outside the gate, to interact with the world, to even express your voice, you had to walk on eggshells. You had to keep quiet, obey without questioning. You had to come from home to school, from just school to home directly. You could not even be seen in the market. You could not go to the supermarket. You could not mingle. You think that's a small thing. It damages you and conditions you to fear. Your mind is taught like a dog, just compliance. No creativity, you don't know who you are, you lose sight of who you are, your authority. When you finally get out here, the same parents start asking you when you will get married.
Yeah. You're like,
how does it move from if I see you with a boy, I'll kill you,
I know,
to now get a man? When does it flip?
there's no warning, there's no transition period,
No training, nothing.
no training.
Yes.
The training is so critical.
So, because parents are parented using fear and control freak and power and domination, the children were squeezed into puppets. They're not people, internally they're puppets. So what it plants in is deep fear of messing up, perfectionism. You continue hearing the stern look of your parent on your life. You feel it around you, even when you are away in Nairobi working. The stern look of your mom. You mess it up, you shame me. What kind of... You continue, see, there may not have been explosive abuse. Society only wants to go by what is explosive.
Right.
People damage you, and particularly military career, police career, head teacher career. When your parent is the society community leader, sometimes their image is invested in your behavior.
Yeah.
And if they don't have wisdom to allow you to progressively grow, they bring you to the center. Also, the children of church leaders sometimes.
Yes.
The community around church is trying to really judge you
Yeah.
so harshly. If the parent is wise, they will allow the child to have a life by the side without every time bringing them to the front and parading them until they don't have a life,
Yeah.
Sometimes they come to the front to hide behind the keyboard, but they're not part of what you're doing. You're praying, they're playing. They agree, but they hide.
You leave our keyboardist alone. Keyboardist, don't worry, I gotcha.
Oh, you're the keyboardist. Many times, they are not spiritual, they're romantic.
They're creating a mood.
Artists,
Yeah.
artists, and then they dye their hair. They put something.
Yeah. Oh.
They really attend to how they look.
Yeah.
They make the rest of us look shaggy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not all of them, of course. We just say
Not
a
all
pattern.
of them. Yes.
When people threaten you about love, is because many times for them it died. So the fear that love may die comes from seeing people who have gone cold years into marriage.
Okay.
And we are saying it can go cold because the foundation was bad or because of the way you are parented. So let's start by reasons as to why. One, the love can grow cold when you settle into separate lives after marriage. People married and we have settled down. So they offloaded the work of building love. They assume it is a house they have completed.
Yeah.
The wedding to them was like roofing, finishing. They're finished getting married. I'm done with that part. So the mentality we have is, now we can go to work.
Right.
And many of them, they saw when people would marry, leave the wife up country and he goes back to work. So his mindset is that of, now we are okay.
Yeah.
So they communicate love by wire. They wire the money, they wire the phone call, they wire. And the wire is how thin. The thinness of the wire, figuratively, becomes the size of their connection.
Yeah.
And because of the distance, one is away, the other one is away, you settle to a very sagging kind of connection. Very loose kind of connection that does not really spark fire. So you start interacting within a window of time. You have a particular behavior for the weekend that you're together, and another life when you're not together.
Yeah.
So which life is more vibrant? Of course, the more days that you are with your world there,
Yeah.
with your friends out there, with school there, with job, you have there are people you have known for years. You have never seen their partner. You have never seen their partner, and you have known them for years. You know they're married. You don't see the influence. You don't see their partner in their life.
Yeah.
They live separate lives. Let me tell you, love is like fire. If you don't add firewood to it, if you keep it on this low ebb, at the first shake, it will go out. Many people's fire has gone out because they kept it so small. When the first time the baby arrived, when the first stretch financially, when the first anything, there was so little to fall back on.
Yeah.
Really, you should stay together to create memories. Memories give you a reason to keep fighting for where we have come from. History is not created by time. Being married 5-10 years is not enough. What is in those 10 years? How many activities? How many days spent together? How many hours spent together? How many memories? How many experiences?
Yeah.
Stop counting. We've been married 10 years. How many years have you been together, really?
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Really together. You know, how many coffee dates? How many outings? How many conversations?
Yeah.
How many moments of just silence? How many thinking together? How much exploring? How much facing life together? How much comforting each other?
Yeah.
How much, when I had a difficult evening, you gave me a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
How many when I was down, you lifted my moods? When did you drive me around? How did you see how tired I was? And you helped me lift the weight I was lifting. How did you speak for me on the other side? How did you watch out on my head? How did you wash my car? How did you?
Right.
It is not just 10 years. It is how much life is in those 10 years. Don't allow job to come ahead of your life, of your love life. Do you know anything is possible? Anything is possible. Even if you're employed by government and you're posted opposite directions. You get married, you say, we are determined to live together. So let us face it. That's our goal. Where can we start? Who can shift easier? Myself. Within 6 months, I'll leave and join you.
Yeah.
And because we are together, I'll come there, try businesses as we look for alternatives. While we are there, we'll do this. Where there is unity, you always find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. You find it. In fact, when you're united that want to live together, people live apart because of naivety. They think it works because they saw other people try to live like that. And they don't realize where their love went. Because this person is no longer part of that 1 minute phone call in the morning or 5 minutes or whatever. Where we talked last night. This morning, what are we talking about? Some things cannot be communicated through voice. We needed to experience each other. Real life.
Yeah.
I need to see how you look. I need to just wake you up. I need to just be in the same space with you.
Yeah.
It's energetic. It's not always words. That's why communicating by wire is not enough. People drift away when they marry and they settle in different lives. Sometimes they drift into different lives unawares. They don't know how important it is. And because careers start growing, the career pulls you away. The career pulls you away. And transfer, seniority, management, elsewhere. And you move. Because you're not looking at how much we are straining the connection between us. So continue accepting. We say that when you are single, many times you are very competent and preferred. Because you are lightweight.
Yeah.
So before you got married, you were being sent everywhere. South Africa, Cameroon, Ghana, this. And you enjoyed the traveling. You actually, you enjoy that part. You know, it's exposure.
Yes.
But when you get married, you don't switch. That now, the reason these seniors were not sending me, now I've joined the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
They have families. Me too now. I have
a family.
It's the turn of another single person to run around.
Yes.
Now I can only go the most important trips with my family as much as possible.
Yes.
Now if I have to go, we have to go with my husband. So you are more expensive. Now they start looking for another solitary
Yeah.
runner who they can just single ticket, easy life. They're sent around. Many people don't do that. They don't do the switch. They don't do the switch. So they only learn. They only come home to rest. You know, some people don't live at home. They come home to rest.
Yeah.
The home is the holiday. Their life is out there. You know, they pop in and disappear again.
Yeah.
Pop in, disappear again. Really, the way to do life is to come home at the end of the day together, to leave home together and come home together. Life happens in days. There's a reason you are given days. That one day is not 30 days. It's not the length of the rotation of. It's just one day, 24 hours. 24 hours. To make sure we close one chapter, open another. You can use that to measure your interactions. Children are so figurative. They grow in such a graphical way. If you disappear for a month, you find some difference.
Yeah.
After a month. But when you are with them, you see the progressive, the habits they're picking, how they're learning. They can pronounce a word now. They're changing. A few months, personality forming, something.
Yeah.
So imagine your marriage is also a child. And after 1 month, it has changed. If it's a plant you're watering, after 1 week, it has changed. It has drifted. The second reason couples love dies is difference in growth. This is something we usually ignore when we are searching. We don't check a person's hunger for growth. It's not even your list of qualifications. Many times you just want a person who has a job, finish school. So our qualifications are very superficial.
Do you think that sometimes academicians will hide behind academic progress and it will appear that they're hungry for growth when they're not?
Yes, a lot of people who are intelligent hide behind intelligence and talent. Mix it there.
Okay.
They can be a genius singer, a genius something, actor, a genius at law, at medicine. But yet they don't have a hunger for greatness, hunger for bigger life. So the first time they start getting some income, some windfall out of that, they lose themselves, they lose discipline, they lose their drive. Actually, many of them, they just stagnate.
Okay.
Many people make a lot of money, they just never move forward in life because they squander all of it, they mismanage it.
Okay.
So we are saying, you did not ask where this person is going with their life. This is common with the naive people who start dating many years before they are ready to settle. They say, we want to grow together. To where? You're growing to where? Who told you they're going there? Who told you? You are assuming, because both of you are in school, because both of you, you're talking about these dreams. You think they're driven. Dreams and the drive are sold as different packages. Anybody can dream. A dream is just an imagination. Anybody can imagine. That's just like a wish. Many people marry on basis of dreams, on basis of imagination. This person does not have a dedication. Everybody is interested in success. How many are committed to success?
Okay.
The reason I want you to only start checking the market is when you are ready to settle now, to see who has done the groundwork like you. If you are settling 5 years down the line, you can't tell. You think it's only a matter of time. So you end up with a person you will share nothing in common. It was your naivety and youth. And at some point, when you see people dating this person for 4 years, you wonder, where do I start that conversation? How do I get in?
Yeah.
How do I come in?
Yeah.
Many of these long-term relationships require sex to maintain them. So you poured your everything to nothing. It's a self-swindle. And for all those years when you are compromised sexually, you're also compromised internally. You even lose bearing of what you're supposed to be living for. And there's another effect we saw. You tailor your life to this person's interests and preferences. You cut away all other girls so that you don't make her jealous. You don't move too far away from where she lives because you need to be meeting.
Yeah.
You don't apply scholarships abroad because you are doing, I'm with my girlfriend. You don't talk to all those other women who could have improved your life because we are building things. You drift away from groups that could have enriched your life in other ways. You stop showing up in those friendships and hanging out where you could have learned other things because every free time is taken by this relationship. This is the most costly, destructive decision of all time.
It is.
But because it is emotionally and engrossing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
So
that little thing.
Those moments of euphoria, and you know the euphoria is more in imagination than reality. It's just
no, Benjamin, it's real. It's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, you're falling in love with the idea of being in love. There's no love here.
Okay, yeah.
These are emotional entanglement, hoping it will turn into the love you have in your mind.
Oh, idealization.
Yes. So we're saying sometimes people differ in growth so that after 10 years, you have become a have and they are a have not. After 10 years of drive, charisma, ambition, dedication, consistency, the most successful people in the world are not the most intelligent, but the most persistent, the most consistent. Those who show up consistently, they get the fruit. The intelligent one, Ronaldo, they asked him what took him to be that successful. He said, talent without discipline is useless. He's talented, yes, but he puts in dedication and discipline. That man has a lot of mental tenacity. He has many cars and a lot of money, but he still shows up for a lot of practice. He could have retired by now. Why did he keep showing up?
Yeah.
Usain Bolt, after winning so much accolades and millions and endorsements, why didn't he retire immediately? These people is what they were driving for. Some people don't have drive. The moment some money comes, they settle.
Yeah.
So why the love dies is because you're successful, they have settled.
Ah.
And this is only within a span of like less than a decade. Usually the difference shows very quickly. Many women especially, they think because the man is older, he is ahead. Many times he's older and his career has matured more. You are just starting. So you can't read your drive versus his drive when he's 7 years, 5 years older than you, and he has a car already, and you are just in the entry level job.
Yeah.
But in the conversations, you can tell. If you converse, you can tell. He has this pacifying. Settlers take life soft.
But I'm just remembering when Joyce Meyer talks about her husband, even when they're talking together, she generally was the more go-getter, aggressive, dreamer type, and the husband was generally laid back and relaxed and, you know, ready to take life as it comes. And in the long view, it seems that they were exactly a perfect jigsaw fate. Because then the husband is able to support this big thing that Joyce Meyer is doing, and he's able to regulate her. So could it also be that the couple fails to see the opportunity and that difference of drive?
You're confusing two things there. This man is introverted. He's not low drive. A person who has no drive, he is not insecure for Joyce Meyer's success.
No, he's not.
That is the difference. When people cannot accommodate what you're becoming, they become controlling, insecure, toxic. They want to sabotage it. They don't want other people to see you to shine there, to be focused spotlight. That is the most secure man. Look at how she thrives, and he is then, in fact, so securely out of spotlight.
Yeah.
Because his operation is more out of spotlight. These callings that are stage driven, like what we are doing here,
right?
They deceive people sometimes into thinking, now we have the favor of everyone, we are being seen by. So if you marry an insecure person when you are this public, they will be very troubled. But if you get the mayor type, I mean the husband to Joyce Meyer type, if you get that kind of a person, what will happen? Eventually, he is happy that we are doing a teamwork and we are the one there on the spotlight. But I'm managing behind you, and I'm safe with you. I trust you. I encourage you. I cheer you on. Okay. I support you. That man and Joyce Meyer are the same mindset.
Okay.
What we are discussing today is drive means a person does not want that big life because they think it is unnecessary to bring too much attention, or you might leave me, whatever, am I irrelevant? Will I connect with you?
So they're even trying to stifle it.
Yes.
Okay.
They become so threatened that they will become irrelevant in your life.
Okay.
They start suspecting you even when you're moving around for a job, and you've never given them a reason to be afraid. When a man marries a woman like that, he's doomed. Because she'll deflate, trouble you. Many men who have this kind of drive and are going very far, they marry wrong because of thinking they have the freedom to sleep with women they are dating, so they get stuck with the wrong one. Or because they're naive. Sometimes they date celibate, but after celibacy, they're just foolish virgins. They don't check the real character.
That's a big topic.
Yes.
Foolish virgins.
Yes. They don't sleep around, but they don't discern. So they're just struggling, waiting until you get married so that you offload the pressure. Are you checking who you're dealing with? And do you have qualifications who are trying to check boxes? Some of them have been settled for distance dating. Very foolish concept. Why are you dating somebody who's in Garissa and you're in Kisumu?
If you're watching us from Garissa, please give us a high five in the comments. You've been reached.
Somebody in Uganda, you're in Zambia.
Yeah.
You can hardly interact. You don't know the life they live. We're not saying you can't do distance. If you have a way to kill it until you know when you get married, you come together, and even now, I can find a way to penetrate your world. Particularly men, I ask you, go where that woman is.
Okay.
Go see the life she lives. Observe her in social action. See how she mingles. Remember the points that how she manages in a social group, how kind of respect, kind of leadership, contribution, how she participates, how engaged she is. Because a loner woman will separate your family. You become like outcasts. The women who are just loners, they can't support any group.
Yeah.
They don't appear anywhere.
Yeah.
So you're the one to try to keep your family connected. You are doing it alone.
Yeah.
And you found her like that, you just never paid attention. You just entered her life because she's beautiful.
She's loyal.
You think she's lawyer? Thank you for the language.
Yeah.
So there are these men who marry a woman who is so cold-hearted, rohongumu. Many of them just avoid people because they are rohongumu. Can't get along with anyone.
It's not because they're quiet.
No, they rub people the wrong way every time.
Reserved.
No, they leave the bad air with everyone. You know, to interact with people, you really have to you really have to grow up.
You do.
It's hard work.
It's hard work.
Some people can't stay at work where people are chatting with coffee. They can't. They finish their show, they leave.
Yeah.
They can't banter. There's no more conversation. No, you're trying to marry that person.
See, she's quiet. She'll focus on taking care of the family.
Some people are avoidant because they don't have social skills at all. They have a very judgmental attitude, mean spirit. They can't talk nicely. They can't connect. They don't have wisdom to know what not to say. They have a grudge with everyone. They have a beef with everyone. They were stepped on the other, stepped on the other. They have issues with it. And when you sit to stories, you are going to just hear cases she has with 20 people. The evening is gone.
Which 20 people though?
From the road to the shopkeeper to the butchery, everyone offended her. And you're going to sit her. You're going to sit there, listening how she's having rebuffs. Everyone, rebuffs everywhere, rebuffs everywhere. That's how narcissists are formed.
Those are the men who fall out with all their brothers, their sisters,
Yes.
their parents. They fall out with everyone because the wife.
He married an avoidant woman and he did not have the wisdom to see it. Especially the nice, good-hearted brothers who are very understanding. So they understand. So they see the red flag, but they start educating her. You should get along with people. You know, you need educating grown up, so that you can marry them. My friend, you find these men babysitting because these women usually don't have a heart even for the child. You see, the heart is the same. They don't have a heart for anyone. They're just too selfish and self-consumed. You know, on the day that she's not at work or on the weekend, she sleeps throughout. She's only stepping out to eat. And you're the one with the children, you're the one with everything. Yeah. Social life happened on Saturday and Sunday. She was indoors sleeping. No sickness, just fake headache, fake this, fake the other. We are saying people can drift apart because you have difference in growth. One wanted there, the other one was already wanted just here. Okay. And this one may be older. That is the biggest confusion.
Okay.
The one who has not drive is older, has a car already, has achievements already. You are young, but you are driven. When you converse, your visions don't rhyme with us. He just accommodates them. He just accommodates, and you don't sense that. Yeah. You don't even ask yourself, if I had this kind of money, where would I be now? Even if you look at what a person, you can tell a person who is stagnated. A person who is, why are they drinking all their money? Why are they saying they have no money to end the month? How are they managing? What is this? How? But you can see a person who is already settled because they found a job. The last reason why couples would drift apart. Would love die when it was sincere? No. Love never dies a natural death. So the third reason is that they neglected to cultivate the love. Okay. Love dies of neglect. Love dies of grudges, unforgiveness. Love does not die a natural death. If you loved each other sincerely, you're just supposed to keep it alive. You keep it alive by, we said, you should have connection that is replenishing. Moments when you are just not doing duties. There's a love language called goals, really. You can have challenging goals and they feed your love and your connection and your history.
I love that.
When you are going at a challenging goal and it's a conspiracy you have against the world, you want to surprise the world with something. You want to raise this child a certain way, you want to acquire something, you really want to build something and you feel, we did it. You collapse this time, you lose something, you learn, you feel sad together, you comfort each other, you lift yourself again, you start again, you come back, then you get your momentum again, this time you get it. It cements your love like a milestone. Yeah. So when you are achieving goals together, you bond together. In neuroscience, you say neurons that fire together, wire together. Because you're firing together, you wire together. Because it's so counterproductive to hide your goals from your partner because now you're missing the meeting point that makes couples a wonder. Yeah. And when you appear somewhere, people asking, tell us how you did it. You feel proud to explain to them and you know how we started. Yeah. It becomes it's like you are narrating your love to us, and yet we just asked you how you managed to build this business. Yeah. You're narrating to us the first staff, location, problem with this because she's good there. She could handle this. I handle this. We learned about money. We learned these people, and guys, how did you get here? We are just give us a few ideas, and then you're teaching couples about business and how you collaborate, because people know when there's money, there are stuff to handle. There's time, overtime, stretch, challenges. It took everything in your marriage to make that thing work. It took teamwork, trust, patience, sacrifice to build anything as a couple.
Yeah.
Even a normal house, to put up a house
It's
together,
true.
there's a story behind it.
Yes.
What does it do? It brings you closer.
Yeah.
It teaches you other abilities you did not know this person has. It exposes both of you to another industry.
Sometimes it exposes each of you individually to your individual selves.
Yes.
Things you didn't even know about yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you are trying to put up a business in the printing industry. You now developed interest in the printers. You know where to import them.
Yeah.
You happen to get this China business.
Yeah.
As you are in the business.
Yeah.
Now you know this and the other.
Yeah.
You realize actually you can learn a few things there. We call goals a love language because it's a word that bonds you, connects you. When you're trying to build a goal that you're not telling the world, it's a family secret, so to speak, private thing.
Yeah.
You're just including your children. They know how to research online. They're researching for you, giving you options, telling you how the trends are, where we can do, and then you're moving their children to show some. They show you a house. They saw you're trying to buy a home to convert to a business, and they're checking for you. Imagine that.
Yeah.
The four of you,
Yeah.
these two kids. Then you are, and we all know this is an internal business. We are a team now. You don't expose this when it's so premature. What does that make you feel? You bond together.
You do. Yeah.
So, if you neglect goals, if you neglect doing things together, if you neglect including each other, what will happen over time? Your life is drawn away to the friends whom you're discussing the business, or your dad or your mom, the relatives whom you're brought into your goals. Your life drifts there.
Right.
Many conversations that are long involve the goals, isn't it?
Right.
Involve the school we are looking for our kid.
Yes.
Involve where they are trying to fly into.
Yeah.
Involve the talent we're trying to expose him to, the instruments, the whatever. The goals we have together. But what if it's your mom who you're discussing that with? What happens? The love between us. And I'm only being brought in as a second fiddle to rubber stamp what you decided with your dad. I feel excluded.
Yeah.
I feel resentful.
Yeah.
I detach. The thing is to say, whenever you start to build a life, whenever you start to get love, you start to include each other in love. Even when people are borrowing you money and whatever, you're making decisions, let's just think together. It is very hard for people to deceive the two of you. They can't do it every day. Two brains, united.
No.
They can do it once, but you learn.
Yeah.
Next time they come, and when people learn they can't play you against your husband, they even stop trying.
Yeah. Yeah. They stop trying. They'll say, she has a bad husband.
They leave you alone.
Yeah.
Every time my relatives try to play you, I respond.
Yeah.
I learned you asking my wife, sorry now. Okay, so we have already been reported.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you play team like that,
Yeah.
even the men are seeing fear. In-laws are feared. They can really ruin something good.
They can.
If
If they're allowed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you teamwork, we looked at each other back. When you are dealing with my people, I face them.
Yeah.
Instead of them coming to you because we are soft target.
Right.
You cannot answer them directly.
Yes.
When you're dealing with your people, you face them.
Yes.
What happens? They learn, leave these people alone.
Yeah.
Is to say you can build love by just fighting off enemies, fighting off challenges, fighting off goals. Achieving goals and target, including each other in goals. In summary, if you want your love not to die, first don't settle far away from each other. Make physical location literal. You feed a man physically, not by phone. Acts of service and touch cannot be sent on phone. Physical touch. Those love language, whatever. Physically. Be close. Come from the same home, come back to the same home.
Yeah.
Learn to solve issues instead of keeping quiet for 1 week.
Okay.
If you keep quiet, you're seeing me there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
learn to solve issues quickly. The other thing is synchronize your speed of growth. Marry a person who is moving at the same speed as you, and when you are inside there, aim at goal the same way. Put the same kind of madness. Go at it together. Risk things to go. Your hunger. Synchronize it.
Yeah.
And finally, goals. challenges. I love language. Go at them united. Go at any health challenge united. Show at the clinics together to hear the instructions of the doctor. There's nothing like privacy here.
Yeah.
We are private. The privacy is between.
Exactly.
You know, hear the instruction. You question everything you hear because she's the one being instructed, but because she may not be in the present. Can I hear every detail and ask her few questions?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you face life like that, there's almost impossible to ever follow you because you are now friends, you are companion, you are backing each other up. Even when you're raising children, they know they can't play mom versus dad.
Even the children can sometimes be like other in-laws.
Yes, they can play.
Yeah.
Play. You know, dad is soft. You know, if a girl comes to dad crying, Dad, I want this. But I know mom is the right person to advise on that.
Yeah.
Please ask mom. So you return her to where she was avoiding.
Yeah.
She can manipulate me.
Yeah.
But and when the boy wants, Mom, imagine dad does not want me. No, go back to that. Dad is the better one to advise about that.
Yeah.
You know, when they know you are united, it becomes even more challenging and thrilling. And you say how we did that. Remember we said, marriage, as we finish, is like two people crossing a jungle, a thick forest of life. And the idea is we are walking each other home through the forest.
Right.
And the idea is to remain holding hands. When there's a ditch, we pull each other up. When we cross each other, sometimes you lift me across and I lift you across. That is the idea of marriage. That's how you remain connected in love. Yes.
Ooh, that was such a good show. My take home was neurons that fire together, wire together. What was your take home? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life,